Okay, here. Another day, another video lesson. I'm going over two stocks, Pbts and Bsqr. These are both in the same sector. Recently hot, as I really kind of only been going over information technology stocks. This one here we got 12.5 million float, 59 million market cap, coming back up to test these highs here. So we got kind of a number 5. This was gonna be my main watch for a multi-day bounce play, or number 5, whatever you want to call it. It just gapped up way too much for me, 30 something percent. Wasn't comfortable trading it. In this case, it worked out. Um, but I had my opportunity later, so just stayed patient. We ended up getting a nice high day break over 643. I just executed it poorly. I had this nice 5% or so spike, a little more actually. But I was expecting a dip, just letting it hold up as long as the trend was holding. I was expecting $1. My entry was 649. I wanted to get out 750. I ended up getting what I wanted. It was just, I was just impatient. I was dealing with another trade, OSAT, already down on the day, roughly like $1,400. The other one, OSAT, I had a nice trade that ended up bringing me back, covering the losses that I had on that earlier. Bsqr, my plan was for this one to work out, and I was just gonna go green, and it just was not my thing. I just did not have the patience. Gave me a dip that I did not like. My expectation was it was gonna hold up and keep going. It needed to pull back a bit first. I should recognize that. It did it 2 times here. Why not do it a third time? And it kept holding trend pretty much, so that was my mistake. That could have been an easy 500 if I just stopped looking at it. But thankfully, stayed patient, didn't get too carried away. Pbts came around, and same sector as we can see here. Slightly higher float though. Market cap not that high, just 100 mil. The volume was there though, so even though we had a 39, we'll just call it, yeah, 39 million float, we did rotate it today. And for me, this popped up as a breakout play. I did not try to get the reversal, the multi-day bounce. Didn't quite fit the criteria, didn't spike enough. But I guess, that doesn't really matter when you're in a super hot sector right now, as they are really just still on the move. Even though MRIN and BLIN gapped up today. We'll go over that later. Probably a different video lesson. Actually, no. Let's just go over it now. I'll go over it after this. So yeah, we got this breakout here over 285-ish. So I was just, came up on my radar here. Saw that the high was 3. Just waited for it to consolidate. See what happened. Held up. Good volume. Kept coming in. Trend was intact. Got my average at 295. Got out at 345. Not 20 cents off the high. Not bad. Especially since this last 15, 14 cents really wasn't much. Yeah, momentum was there. Even though some of the leaders were kind of fading today after some gap ups, they gapped up nicely and the momentum was there. I just kept my eye too much on what the leaders were doing intraday. Here's Mrin. We had this nice gap up. Here we go. Just still holding up over 1,000%. probably more by now, 2,000. I don't even know. And then we had BLIN. This one I regret not holding overnight. It was a nice high daybreak and breakout into the close here. I'm kind of hoping Xela does something like that. I'll go over that in a moment. But BLIN, just a bread and butter play here. Just easy money. Lower float, right sector, holding up, breaking out. It was a Friday short squeeze. You just ignore the after hours shit and you're fine. You're good. You just hold. You just trust the pattern. Yeah, in my case, I was thinking a lot about money on Friday because I was down as well. So I was just trying to fight back to green and let go of a very, very nice potential winner. But that's what happens when you get emotional and just get greedy and have FOMO and just think about money. You don't execute on the plays. The money follows the patterns, the good plays. Yeah, so that's that. As we can see here, it followed nicely. And I think that's kind of it for this video lesson. Just kind of want to go over some of the information technology stocks that are still running. I guess my problem today, besides the lack of preparation, because I did wake up like 5 minutes right before the market opened. I stayed up kind of late last night, and just not smart. You need to be prepared, wake up early, and just know what's going on. Be aware of how everything is moving in the market. And I saw how the other stocks were gapping up, and all they did was fade. In my head, for some reason, the sympathy plays were going to do the same exact thing. And I guess I also got emotional that some of those plays are kind of done with. I guess I got emotionally invested in some of these tickers. Like Mrin, I traded back when all the way in the first 2-3 days, and it's still running. Then BLIN, traded some of that as well. And now I feel like it's maybe just, I have my rules. So at this point, I'm not trading these stocks. They're just so high up. I'm only waiting for hard pullbacks to trade, like a multi-day bounce. But the momentum just keeps on going. We got DTST here. After hours, same sector, low float, just taking off. So for me, I took XELA. Yeah. Missed out on the high day break just because it didn't consolidate a complete hour. Could have been a nice one. Waited for the dip, but it just kind of kept grinding up. And then didn't want to trade it at all. I didn't want to take it overnight because the way it was just kind of finishing right at the highs. And I felt like my risk reward was not that great. At that point, we do have a breakout coming up ahead. It really reminded me a bit of BLIN. The only difference is the other one closed above the breakout level. This one, I'm looking for a gap up. Got an average 275. Risking off the 268 red-green level tomorrow. But I saw DTST and I thought, why not? Why not? If we're getting some more momentum in this sector, here we got DTST, just killer. 40-50% after hours. I think it might carry on into cheaper stocks like Xela. So I'm expecting a gap up. I want to say it could test 4. It's really got to break that 3 breakout here. If it could break the low 3s, it's going to take off the 4, I believe. But I'll settle for 50 cents overnight. I won't get greedy and look for $1. If I could just get a quick snipe, I'll lock it in. Just right at the open, or not even at the open, probably right at pre-market, and then just reset and refresh for market open. I've been thinking about money too much lately. Need to get back into just looking at the plays, focusing on the plays. The money will follow. Don't get attached to stocks. That's my lesson too, because some of these stocks, like I said, they're not really in play for me anymore. And all of a sudden, I thought momentum just kind of fading all of a sudden, when in reality, it's not. Other stocks are just going to replace them, it looks like. That's my lesson as well with how sector hype is moving. So yeah, just information technology stocks. That's all I'm gonna probably keep on looking for until this sector really dies out or something else kind of starts heating up. So yeah, there's my lessons on those.